If you want to learn how to make a spooky skeleton yard prop for Halloween, you've clicked on the right video. We're going to show you how to do it yourself with this quick guide. Let's go. First, you need to buy one of these. They're called Pose and Stay skeletons. The idea is that we're going to create this super creepy skeleton and he's going to be crawling out of the grave in our front yard. To start, we're just going to work on the torso, so we're going to remove the head and legs.
Next, we're going to use the heat gun to bend the spine of the skeleton to make it look like it's arching out of the ground. Be gentle with the plastic and try not to melt or snap it. When you get the shape you want, tie it off in place and let it cool. As you can see here, the spine started to separate in one spot for us, but we're going to patch that up a little later.
The next step is we mixed a combination of black and brown acrylic paint to make like a dark brown color. And what we're going to do is mix this with a little bit of water and then use it as a wash over the entire skeleton to make it more dirty looking. And then we're going to let it dry for about an hour.
Now remove all the teeth on the skull.
Next, we're going to use a set of false teeth that we purchased on Amazon to make the skeleton look more dirty and decayed. First, paint the teeth, and then hot glue them back onto the skull. You can get creative here with gaps and making the teeth look crooked for a more spooky look.
I used a scrap piece of wood that was about 18 by 24 inches and a U-bolt I purchased from Home Depot to secure the pelvis of the skeleton firmly onto a base.
We used hot glue to fill in all the gaps we made when we bent the spine. This part was probably the most challenging step for us, but the idea is to use a contact cement glue and a blow dryer to create web-like strands of tissue and goo in between bones on the skeleton. It took us a little bit to get what we did, but you can kind of play around with it. The great part about a lot of these steps to creating this yard prop is you can't really mess it up because the whole thing is supposed to look old, dirty, and decayed anyway, so just have fun with it.
The next step is to spray generous amounts of adhesive spray to areas on the skeleton where you want to have bits of flesh, and then dab it with pieces of cotton balls. You'll want to do this portion in sections.
The skeleton should look all fluffy and a little something like this by the time you're finished with this step. We know it looks goofy, but trust the process.
Now we mixed up a little latex. We used Creature liquid latex and dabbed it onto areas with the cotton. It should dry and yellow a bit to give it a more fleshy look. Next, we took some crack and gap foam to create a mound around the skeleton to mimic the dirt it's crawling out of. Again, you can play around with the shape, it doesn't have to be perfect. We used about 5 cans.
Lastly, we let the foam dry overnight and then spray painted it a dark color. We're going to be pouring real dirt over the foam when we actually display it, so the spray paint is just to conceal any areas that might peek through any empty patches in your dirt. The total cost of this project was $135, and that's using all new products. 50 of that alone was just for the skeleton. Obviously, most of these items are reusable on future projects for more than just a one-time use. You could easily do a more simple version of the skeleton without all the cosmetics for well under $100, but this is a yard prop that's going to last a long time. Thanks for joining us for our spooky Halloween yard prop quick guide. Don't forget to check the details in the description for more information on the products used in this project. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And as always, thanks for watching.